The 2025 Academy Awards took an unexpected but absolutely delicious turn as Conan O'Brien, never one to shy away from a good roast, absolutely shredded Meghan Markle's Netflix series, With Love, in a monologue that left the audience howling with laughter. O'Brien, in his usual sharp-witted fashion, didn't hold back. He threw the metaphorical kitchen sink at Meghan, slamming her latest attempt to rebrand herself as some sort of Hollywood royalty. And honestly, it was kinda glorious to watch. The laughter wasn't just from O'Brien's well-timed jokes though. It was the unmistakable sound of a Hollywood audience, finally and collectively, rolling their eyes at the endless self-promotion that Meghan and Harry have been peddling for years. Let's talk about With Love, shall we? Netflix had hyped it up as this deeply moving documentary that would give us an intimate glimpse into Meghan and Harry's fight for love against the evil, oppressive British monarchy. Oh, and let's not forget how the couple, in their infinite wisdom, cast themselves as modern-day Robin Hoods, swooping in to save the world. But shocker. With Love ended up being an absolute disaster. Critics didn't just pick it apart, they eviscerated it. The series was blasted for being self-indulgent, tedious, and above all else, boring. What was supposed to be a heartfelt and riveting exploration of Meghan and Harry's lives just ended up feeling like an endless monologue of victimhood and self-righteousness. For a show that claimed to shed light on their journey, viewers were met with recycled sob stories and a repetitive woe is us narrative that we've heard 1,000 times before. The Rotten Tomatoes scores tanked harder than Meghan's Hollywood aspirations. And then came Conan with a knife-sharp barb aimed directly at the heart of Meghan's latest media flop. You know, I watched With Love, he said, and honestly, the next bit should be on t-shirts. I finally understand what true suffering looks like, and it's not what Meghan went through, it's what we went through watching it. The audience? Oh, they loved that one. They practically cheered. Finally, a moment of clarity from someone in the industry who's not afraid to call out Meghan for what she really is. A woman with an incredibly inflated sense of self-importance and the talent for making everything about herself. What was supposed to be a feel-good, insightful look at a supposedly inspiring couple turned into yet another vanity project in Meghan's never-ending quest for relevance. This wasn't just a bad series. It was yet another failed attempt to force-feed the public the idea that Meghan is some kind of entertainment juggernaut. Remember Pearl? Yeah, the animated series Netflix pulled before it even saw the light of day. The Sussexes just can't catch a break. No one wants to put money into their projects because, shocker, no one is interested in their drama. Hollywood, once enamored with the idea of welcoming Harry and Meghan with open arms, is slowly starting to back away. The same entertainment industry that once bent over backward to support these two has now gotten wise to the fact that their endless tirades about victimhood don't exactly make for compelling content. Producers and executives are now keeping their distance, terrified of attaching their names to the Sussex brand, which is practically radioactive at this point. Industry insiders spilled the tea. Netflix gave With Love a juicy budget, threw in primetime promotion, and still it flopped. The numbers didn't just disappoint, they plummeted. Critics and fans alike called out the show for being nothing more than a self-serving, overblown version of Meghan's "I've suffered more than anyone else" narrative. It turns out there's only so much whining and self-congratulation the public can take before they just tune out. But don't worry, insiders have made it clear that no matter how many times Meghan and Harry try to sell the same sob story, audiences have had enough. And if the disastrous reception of With Love wasn't enough of a wake-up call, here comes Conan, rubbing salt in the wound. O'Brien, who's known for his impeccable timing, couldn't resist taking a dig at Meghan's attempts to present herself as a cultural icon. He mocked her absurd transition from a former Suits actress to someone who now lectures the world on royalty and humanitarianism. "I've got to give Meghan credit," O'Brien quipped. "She did find a way to make a love story all about herself." Ouch. The Hollywood crowd? They were loving it, laughing hysterically and making it abundantly clear. Even the elite of Tinseltown are exhausted by the Sussexes' endless self-aggrandizement. It's no surprise Meghan and Harry weren't at the Oscars, probably because, unlike everyone else, they knew they'd be the subject of ridicule. But sources close to the couple are already crying foul, claiming they were deeply offended by O'Brien's jokes. Oh please, if there's any silver lining to the whole with love fiasco, it's that Hollywood and the public at large are finally beginning to realize that Meghan and Harry's brand of self-promotion is getting old. Maybe, just maybe, the days of Hollywood blindly supporting Meghan Markle and her endlessly tiresome narrative of victimhood are finally over. And if O'Brien's roast is any indication, the rest of us might just be seeing the last of Meghan's heartfelt documentaries anytime soon. Wouldn't that be a treat?